their own slot. And that's still impressive. That's still 19 characters. That's still almost 20 characters while giving Xenoverse 3 DLC packs worth of characters. I'm going to talk about this more later when I kind of give you guys my opinion on the whole thing. But those are numbers I think not a lot of people have broke down or looked at necessarily. People are upset about evil characters taking up their own slot, and we'll talk more about that later, like I said. But when you look at the actual numbers, I don't think it's quite as bad, or I don't think, you know, Dimps is quite as lazy as people are pointing them out to be. And that was the main point of the number crunching. I just wanted to show off the differences in rosters between day one and even after all the DLC. Just wanted to see, put a perspective on it. I don't think everybody's looked at it this way before, and it's something that I kind of wanted to share with the community. There's a couple more things I want to talk about before I get to just expressing my opinions. I have this little list called wishful thinking, and it's things we don't know for sure, but we can probably figure out. One of the wishful thinking is that maybe not every single...
How dare you! Hey, how's it going, Kagkins? I'm Alejandro Sam, Kagfilms Gagmaster, whatever the heck you want to call me, and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and complaints. Really, from me, from some of the fans, from, you know, some complaints are worth complaining about, some are stupid, you know, so I'm just going to touch upon some of the complaints I've heard here in the Dragon Ball Z community and some that I have regarding Xenoverse 2. So, let's start off with the biggest one that I think everybody is a little upset about, and that's the character roster. So the character roster got leaked, and it seems that, you know, originally, according to Rhyme and Dion, the character roster was going to be huge, you know, because they had all of these characters, and there were still a lot of characters that were not shown off. But recently, the character roster got leaked, and it shows off that villainous or time-breaker villains, or time-breaker characters, not just villains, are in a separate character slot, and that is kind of lame, because originally the characters, there were supposed to be 85 characters, I believe, and only 25 characters, if not only like 25% of the characters were filled up, so that left 75% of the game available for characters that we haven't seen in Dragon Ball games before, or just in a while. But it turns out that a good portion of those are the Timebreaker characters. So now there's only a couple left. And that's something that people should be upset about. Like, I mean, you know, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is this cool, not even just 2, just Dragon Ball Xenoverse is this cool universe that we get to see a bunch of characters. Like, by the way, the reason I'm looking down is I actually have a game mouse pad that has a bunch of Dragon Ball characters. Hopefully I can take a picture of it or just find it on the internet and show you guys. But, you know, there's like Majin Vegeta, which of course we have, but there's Kabuto Kai, there's Elder Kai, there's Kid Buu, there's Turles. A lot of these characters are actually in. Okay, Super Android 13, Dr. Wheelo, King Cole, Bobbity, Garlic Jr. Yeah, I'm literally just looking at these. Damn, Metacooler, fucking, yeah, whatever. Bojack, other characters, fuck them. The potential was there, the possibilities were there, but it seems like Bandai Namco didn't want to do that. I wanted to save time with like these time-breaker characters, and don't get me wrong, they're badass, but you know, why aren't they in another slot, you know, like, and not a slot like for a character, why not in a costume slot like you did for Xenoverse 1? So that's a thing that people are legitimately able to complain about. One thing that people shouldn't be mad about, which I get. By the way, here's the thing. When it comes to these complaints, I get why people are complaining, and I get it. But some of these are really stupid. Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan doesn't spike up for some hairstyles. So, I get it. I get it, especially because in Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, yes, I know, Ultimate Tenkaichi, who the fuck likes that game? You know, a lot of people may say that, but honestly, that was a game that kind of, like, made Bandai Namco realize maybe character creation is something fans like a lot. I don't know. But yeah, it kind of made them realize, but in that game that people fucking hate because of the gameplay, they did spiky hair. So why the fuck can't we in Xenoverse 2? Or in Xenoverse? It's kind of dumb that our hair doesn't spike up when we go Super Saiyan. Okay, I get it, totally, but, it's stupid. It's like complaining, why can't I have a tail? You know, look, I get it. You know, Dragon Ball Z fans, they want more than what they're getting. I get it, but it's kind of dumb to complain about that. Like you're saying, and the reason why I'm complaining mainly is because I'm complaining about the people complaining about the Super Saiyan not being spiky here is because they're basically saying Dragon Ball Z Universe 2 is gonna suck. It's gonna be the worst game because there are no tails and no Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan doesn't spike up. It's the worst. It's the worst of the Dragon Ball game. The worst. You know, worse than Battle of Z? Yeah. Yeah. Worse than Battle of Z? We want to go there? But yeah, you know, I get why fans complain. I get it, but I mean, personally, I think it's stupid. You know? If any fan has to complain about anything that's in Dragon Ball Z Universe 2, apart from the character roster and the fucking no tails or Super Saiyan, is, the Kid Buu transformation. The Kid Buu transformation is possibly one of the laziest things I've seen, and this is a complaint that really does bother me, because out of all of the characters that you can be, you know, Saiyan, Human, Namekian, Buu, or what the fuck is the other thing? Frieza, or Kojin, whatever. Buu is the one I will least play because of the Kid Buu transformation. And I know that may sound a little stupid, like it's like, you're really gonna play as a human before a fucking Buu? Yes. Yes, I will. Because the Nimbus and the Power Bolt to me look fucking badass. You know, I'll get to that in a bit, but, you know, talking about the possibilities of what else they could have done for the humans, but let's talk about Kid Buu. Kid Buu, the thing about that is that, like, if you want to make Kid Buu have some sort of feature similar to what the character has, the player has given their character, like their clothing, like, you know, change the pants up a little or something, the shoes, maybe give him a fucking tiara or something. I get it, like, you know, it's his purest form, like his base form, you know, I get it, and it's supposed to be pure rage and destruction, but it's lazy. It's lazy. You know, who gives a shit? Because, like, I mean, it's a game. It's a game for the fans, and you really think they're not gonna complain when you're just giving them Kid Buu with a different color? Like, here's the thing for those of you who don't know. Whether you're a male or a female Majin Buu, you will transform into Kid Buu of your respective color. So if you made your female or male, you made a black, or, you know, you made them purple or blue or yellow, I don't fucking know what color you pick. They'll be that color for Kid Buu. Yellow, pink, blue, black, purple, whatever, but it's still just Kid Buu with the same pants. And that's lazy. I get it, you know, I'm no programmer, fuck me, right? But, I mean, it's a thing that, you know, fans want. So, I get it, you know, give feedback to Bond 9 Angel, and I'm sure at Xenoverse 3, let's be real, there probably is going to be a Xenoverse 3. If Xenoverse 2 sells as well, if not better than the first one, they're gonna make a third one, because they wouldn't. Why wouldn't they? That'd be dumb. Because that's how games work. If you want more games of a specific version, you buy it. That's my thing with Kid Buu. You know, I don't like the design, and I totally get it, because this is for me. You know, I get why they did it, like why Bandai Namco made Kid Buu, but I fucking hate it because it's lazy. Alright, so apart from that, one thing that bothers me, that a lot of people have been bringing up recently, is the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue not happening. You know, me personally, I thought it was going to be Super Saiyan God, because Super Saiyan 3, I don't like the design. I get it, the long hair, the no eyebrows, you know, it looked badass. It does look badass in the anime, but I fucking hate it. I hate it. It just looks too much for me. And that's from, you know, someone who liked Super Saiyan 4. Like, Super Saiyan 4 is way over the top. But it makes sense to me. Like, I mean, okay, you're getting closer to the fucking grade 8 form that you are. But what the fuck is Super Saiyan 3? You have no eyebrows, and you have your brother's hair. But yeah, Super Saiyan 3 to me is boring. It's just, I get it, power, but it's unstable and lame looking to me. But I would have preferred Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue. Me personally, I prefer Super Saiyan God. You know, because red hair, and I thought that would have been a cool color palette differentiation. And it would have justified the fact that Frieza gets to transform into golden. Like the hell? By the way, that's another thing I want to complain about. Why the hell? Yeah, you just make the video complaints. Another thing is that why is it that the Saiyans, again, are favorited and get, you know, more transformations than anybody else? Why couldn't they do that? I feel like that could have been really cool. If the Saiyans get, you know, Super Saiyan Original, and then Super Saiyan Gown and Super Saiyan Blue, depending on how strong they are, then, like, when they're fully at their key, then why the hell can the Friezas not transform into their Cooler's fifth form, or, the Golden form? And my cat just walked in through the goddamn door, that piece of shit. But yeah, you know, I think that'd be something cool, something to make it different, you know, give, like, the Friezas the option to be Cooler's fifth form, or, Golden, or both, you know, like, at the beginning they can, if they have enough ki, they can transform into fifth, and then if they have more Golden, you know, some people might think that's too overpowered, but I mean, kind of balances out the fact that Saiyans can transform into two things. You know, Namekians, that's giant and super Namek. That was cool. But for Boos, that could have been cool because then they could have made it something super Boo-like. You know, have them absorb, like, you know, depending on the master they've trained with. Like, you know, this would have been like fan service out the wazoo. If you had a Majin character and you were training with Beerus, Whis, Goku, Vegeta, Gogeta, Supreme Kai, anybody, any one of your masters, and you've mastered them 100%, you'll get a special skill and become them. Like, you'll absorb them and become them. Like, I think that would be really cool. You'd be like, Super Boo Vegeta absorbed, and then, or Super Boo Beerus absorbed. And that would have been awesome. In my opinion, I think that would have been a really cool transformation. Yeah, doing the anime fucking.
To pay for this!
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 improved on its predecessor in every way. The game looks better, feels better, and overall it's a much richer game filled with an overwhelming amount of content. I'm Volty, and welcome to my review of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So let's start off by saying, if you're a console player like myself, you'll be pleased to know the game now runs at a smooth 60 frames per second. There's also a new dynamic camera that follows the character better in fights, which makes it so much easier to control. It feels and plays so much better than Xenoverse 1. I had a much better experience with this game than I did with the first one. It's just a shame that the improvements couldn't help me get better at fighting games. I still suck.
Attention, all proud warriors. Have you ever considered joining Time Patrol? As a Time Patroller, you'll prevent history from being changed.
The story is so much better. When I first saw the trailers for the game, I was a little concerned it looked too similar to Xenoverse 1, but those concerns were quickly dismissed after playing through the game. The story is slightly similar, with some cutscenes actually being reused from the first game. The story is slightly changed and told so much better. There are twice as many quests as Xenoverse 1, not to mention there's a lot of new content including bits from Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of Air. I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but it's well worth a play, and the animated cutscenes are absolutely gorgeous. And the soundtrack is phenomenal. I literally could listen to it all day. And just to note, all the music playing in this review is from the game. Let's talk about what's new and changed. There is so much more character customization. I have literally spent hours customizing my character, changing his moves, his appearance. It's just so much customization, I have barely scratched the surface. Toki Toki City is no more. There's a new hub world called Konton City, and it's 7 times bigger than Toki Toki. And one thing I absolutely love about Konton City is the giant hologram statue in the center of the city. And if you import your save data from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2, your character you created in the first game will appear in the second game multiple times, and the giant hologram statue will be of your savior, which is awesome. And if you don't import your save data, you can select from a bunch of defaults. Unfortunately, when I played through the game, I got the review copy on PS4, and I previously played Xenoverse 1 on Xbox One, so I couldn't port over my character, which was very disappointing. But the default characters actually look pretty awesome, so it wasn't too disappointing, to be fair. Konton City is massive. There's so much to do here. You can even get vehicles to travel around, although they become redundant once you can fly around the city, so there's no point in vehicles, but it still looks pretty nice. This game is just jam-packed full of content. There's a much bigger roster including characters from Dragon Ball Super. There's expert missions with up to 6 players, which is pretty awesome. Parallel quest returns, a much longer story. This game is so much better than Xenoverse 1 ever was. Overall, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a fantastic game. It's hard to say anything bad about it because it's essentially Xenoverse 1, but so much better. To me, it didn't really feel like a sequel, but more a new improved version of its predecessor. That's not essentially a bad thing. I loved Xenoverse 1, but I felt it being on last gen consoles held it back too much. Now that last gen has thankfully been dropped, Xenoverse 2 is everything Xenoverse 1 should have been, and more. This game can be enjoyed by Dragon Ball fans and newcomers. Whether you want to relive the story or experience it for the first time, Xenoverse 2 is a game you will want to play. However, if you're a newcomer, I do recommend watching the anime first because it truly is incredible. Xenoverse 2 is a game I highly recommend. Even if you suck at fighting games like myself, you will still have fun times on this game. From the story mode, the co-op, the online battles, the customization, there is so much to do in this game. I feel like there's a little bit for everyone. Well, that is my review of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.
Could Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 be the Dragon Ball Z game that we have been waiting for? Could this be the game of all games, the Dragon Ball Z game that we have wished for so goddamn long? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a gander, shall we? Alright, what is up? People of all different types of ages, races, genders, and of course, even you other species out there watching this video. My name is Omega Pro, and we have now had our hands on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 throughout 2 betas. Of course, 2 betas if you got into the closed beta just a few weeks ago. But regardless of that, I have put in over 30 hours across both betas, probably somewhere in the ballpark of 40 hours in just these 2 betas alone. And I have got so much to say about this game, and I've experienced so much about it, and I'm here to tell you guys my initial thoughts on the game. So first off, let's make a long story short here. Should you get Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you know that question already. You gotta get this game. This game is a huge step up from Dragon Ball Xenoverse. If you enjoyed Xenoverse 1 even remotely, then you're gonna love this game. Coming from somebody that didn't even really like Xenoverse 1 that much, I mean, I liked the game and I had fun playing it, but it got stale and it died out for me super quickly. However, with Xenoverse 2, I put in 40 hours just across 2 betas, and I already still want more. The beta had limited options for us as players, and now with the full game, we'll be able to explore all of Kansan City. We'll be able to play as all the characters, unlock all the abilities, do everything, and so much more than we even got to see with the original beta. So, of course, I am super hyped for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and to be completely honest, while Xenoverse 2 did have its issues, I'm still gonna go ahead and say that this is worth picking up as soon as you can get the money for it. So let me go ahead and talk about some of the bad things first, because there is a whole lot of good here, and I just want to get the negative stuff out of the way first. So what is wrong with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? If I'm gonna be completely honest, there isn't much wrong with it, at least not from a competitive standpoint. If you're a more casual player, yeah, there's annoying stuff like Majin combos, breaking your stamina, and times for Kaioken Kamehameha coming out in 2 fucking seconds. Yeah, there's annoying stuff like that in the game. However, with competitive play, there are ways to counteract every single piece of gameplay in this game. So I guess it all really depends on what kind of a player you are. If you're more on the competitive side, there are ways to counter almost everything. Whereas if you're a little bit more casual, there are going to be little annoyances here and there. But I think a lot of us are going to be a little bit more competitive. So let's talk about some of the things that just need to get fixed. So in this game, I noticed a lot that combos can just randomly drop. Now, I've only played as Saiyan race characters and Frieza race characters. This does not seem to be the case with most of the other casts. Apart from maybe Turles, I've experienced a few things with combos just randomly dropping and stuff like that. And what I mean by a combo randomly dropping is, let's say you're just doing your regular normal square combo. You're just pressing square like 6 times.